Welcome to our podcast, Može Kafa. We are Ivana
and Maki,
your host. In this podcast, we discuss interesting details about Serbian language and culture from a learner's and teacher's perspective.
We offer new and fun resources for learners of Serbian. To follow each episode with annotated script, vocabulary, and quizzes, join us also at Može Kafa Podcast on Instagram. So if you're ready, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the podcast. Dobar dan.
Dobar dan svima. Ovdje Ivana I.
Ovdje Maki.
Welcome. Today we actually have a special episode. We weren't really planning on making it,
and then just realized.
We just realized that this is the perfect time to make it because we have Easter, Orthodox Easter this week.
This weekend.
Exactly.
Actually, starting from Friday to Sunday.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Including Monday as well. Sorry.
Yes, including Monday as well. It's a long holiday. And usually people then just kind of combine their holidays and like vacation, from work and also holidays because, why not? Then it's going to be a long holiday.
Yeah, and luckily the weather is getting nicer and nicer every day here. So I think they will enjoy this Easter a lot here.
Yes, they were really lucky. Last, a Catholic Easter was not really. It was really windy, at least here. Definitely not sunny, and but I don't know. Is it going to be a better weather in Serbia next week? Because next week is going to be rainy and
during the week, yeah, maybe. But the weekend seems like really hot and sunny. Even 30 Celsius degrees it's going to show.
Okay, good. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about Easter, and in Serbian we say Easter Uskrs or Vaskrs.
Uskrs or Vaskrs, yeah. But I heard Uskrs more here.
Exactly. Uskrs is more, so Vaskrs I think is based on, let me just think about it. I think it's either Srpsko-Slovenski or Rusko-Slovenski. I'm not quite sure. It's the version, like the old version of Serbian, basically, or like not Slovenian, but like Slavic language.
Slavic.
Yeah.
So, do you think the religious people use Vaskrs more because it seems like more religious term?
I do think it seems a bit more religious. Like I remember I was always like a bit confused as to what to answer because I would always say like use Uskrs, but I do think it's a bit old school as well, but it is it's just a part of how you say it because I would Vaskrs to me doesn't really have a Serbian meaning. I don't know how to explain it. It's an old word, yeah. So
I see.
Exactly.
And this period of time, by the way, makes me quite happy because everywhere is again postno food.
That is true.
So they passed before Uskrs or Easter here for I guess again a month or so.
Yes, 40 days. Again, it's one of the big like fasting periods, and we call it Veliki or Časni post. So post like fast. Right, fast post. Yeah, exactly. But I first wanted to actually mention that, I mean, you already know, but it's the same here in Orthodox Easter. It's the celebration, the resurrection of the Christ, and also combination with the good weather. So hopefully, like it's like springtime, right? So you kind of want to enjoy the good weather too. I want to say that in Serbian, Jesus Christ is Isus Hrist or Isus Hristos.
So Isus Hrist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So there's we just say Isus only, but you can say
like Jesus.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then also here it's actually before I start talking about it, what do you know about Easter? That's something that I was like, do you know any kind of customs or any information or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, until coming here, of course, I always had like seen the Catholic Easter fests or celebrations or traditions. It's my first time. It was like last May was my first time seeing how people, and to me it seemed quite similar though. Like I didn't feel like there's a huge variety, like in terms of coloring the eggs and having fun outside, eating desserts and meals all together. So I think it's pretty common, but for me, it's like one of the happiest fasts in Christianity, I guess, or I find it like even people seem happier than Christmas time.
Oh, okay. Maybe because it's also sunny.
Yes.
The good weather.
Maybe people are outside, and I observe them better. In Christmas time, it's cold and they're inside, so you can't really see everybody. But in this time, everybody's out there with colorful eggs, so
yeah,
it makes me feel happy.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because there is a game that we do that involves other people. So, but for Christmas, it's like usually like your family, you stay in the that circle.
But I have a question.
Yes.
So how does this egg relate to the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Like,
oh man,
because it's it's a human. Yeah, I don't know what is the egg doing.
I know about the colors of the egg. I know that the red represents his blood, but why egg? Oh my God, I'm not a good person to explain this. It's the same as in the Catholic, religion, but
I mean, I can relate it a little bit. Of course, egg, like women have egg, and the baby grows in an egg, like not a chicken egg, but still.
Maybe it was something that was symbolic that was there. Oh man, we should have like Googled that before. Should we Google it?
Yeah, we can. But I know that egg symbolizes the productivity, like the production. So.
Because it's it's a nation symbol of new life, has been associated with pagan festivals celebrating spring from a Christian perspective. Easter eggs are said to represent Jesus' emergence from the tomb and resurrection. There you go. Didn't really even think about it, because I'm like, okay, for everyone listening to us, I'm not really religious, so I'm probably like the worst person to talk about that. But I'm not really interested in it that much. But definitely, like when we talk about these things, I have to research, why. You don't really like ask yourself why when something is like taken for granted. Even like the bunny, like what's bunny doing there? Like
bunny and egg, yes.
Yeah, bunny and egg, like what's there? What's the connection? But yeah. I do want to explain that for the difference, one of the differences between our Easters is that, like Catholic and Orthodox, is that, well, actually, okay, let's start this. It's a movable feast. You already know it's not on the same date. And it's usually around April, May. And this year for us, it's on this Sunday, right?
Because you follow the Julian calendar.
Oh, that's
right?
Good. Okay, that's a good hint. So one of them is because we follow the Julian calendar only for religious purposes. So obviously we use the Gregorian one like everyone else. But for religious purposes, there's a 13-day difference. But then also you have to, something depending on the Jewish Passover. I think we talked about it, the holidays. So I think it always has to be after it, because chronologically that's how it happened. And so yeah, I never really think about Easter, so it's always my moms and grandmas that know exactly when it's going to be, because someone already calculates it, right?
Yeah. The only question you ask is, which Sunday is it this year?
Exactly. Right. Which Sunday? Yeah, exactly. So this year happened to be quite late, which I think is much better for for like the good weather, but which is really convenient, or maybe not so. You kind of wanted to mention because of the 1st of May, right? Exactly, the holiday,
the Workers' Day.
So usually, like, you would have Easter plus the Workers' Day holiday, but now it's kind of like combined into one. So it's the same weekend in Serbia, right? So I don't know if they're gonna have another day for the 1st of May. I didn't really ask anyone, but they're kind of losing one holiday.
Do you remember I asked you that last time? What happens to the holiday? Because both of these holidays are on the weekend. And, of course, Friday is public holiday, Monday. So 2 days, in total 4 days off here.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a lot. And that's really nice, yeah. And I wrote down it has to be the first Sunday after the full moon. So basically you have to look at it. Okay, first Sunday after the full moon, according to the Julian calendar, plus after the Jewish Passover, and that's your Orthodox Easter. And no wonder I don't really know much about it, or like I don't want to calculate it,
Yeah, no.
Okay, Then we already kind of touched upon it, but
yeah, let's talk about the days. Like, what is the importance of Friday, which is called Good Friday or Big Friday here?
Yeah, so we have I always like mix that up, but in it's Good Friday in English, but in Serbian it's Veliki Petak, which is Big Friday, and then we say Big Saturday again, Velika Subota, and then you have Easter Sunday or Uskrs, and basically like it's the time period from when when Jesus Christ was, when he died, and then there were couple of days in between, and when he resurrected, that was Sunday, right? So that's why we have all those days. So
that is on Friday.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I do know that it was on Thursday or on Friday, but because of this reason, because during this time until Sunday, he was still officially dead. That's why these days are kind of like calm days. You're not supposed to work. You're not supposed to kind of like celebrate that much. You're not supposed to like work around the house that much, as far as I know. So it's kind of like calm, and you're going about your day, and then
but get ready for Sunday.
Getting your bellies ready, getting your body ready for Sunday, because on Sunday you can actually eat whatever you want to eat. You can hang out with other people, like have celebrations, because that's when you can actually be joyful, right?
Yeah. So the eggs are boiled and put into the coloring process on Friday, and they are cracked and eaten on Sunday, right?
Exactly. And you said that you have some sort of recipe to tell us, or do you want to tell us later?
Yeah, I always wondered like how they color it. Of course, there are artificial coloring materials out there, but I wanted to know like the natural ones, and it's quite easy. You just boil the water, whatever you want to use. Like the most common ones are the onions brown cover or layer, and you just add it to the boiling water, let it simmer, and when it's kind of warm, you just add 2 spoons of vinegar and put the boiled eggs in it. And keep it in the fridge for one day, for one night. And then the next day, the egg is colored.
Yeah, that's a really good
Which
tip.
I will never do, but
me either, because we don't eat eggs. But yeah, it's the day when you color it, and you just said it depends on which color you want, right? So you have like natural colors, and usually like the color red is the most popular one because it represents the blood, right? And
beetroot is the most common thing from the natural.
Really? Because what I read is that they use like the skin of red onion, so every type of onion that you have, that's kind of like the brownish color. I'm guessing the red onion is gonna be more purple than red, right? Okay.
But beetroot
is
quite
that
red.
is red. Okay. So you can use that, and herbs as well. You can use herbs if you want like more greenish. And
or more yellowish.
Exactly. And you did your research. That's really good. I don't think my mom ever did something like that, because she grew up at a time where she could actually buy color, like you can just buy like
the agents
powder.
like color.
Just the powder, and then you're done. And so basically,
so when you were a kid, you haven't done it then?
No, I've never done it, I think, because you have to be also very careful to not break the egg, because like not too much boiling, not too it's like this kind of like, no one really allowed me to do it. But I remember seeing like very specific ways of coloring, like having some sort of like some shapes on it or whatever, and that's
pictures and stuff.
I love that, because that's kind of like the old school way how we did it. I'm sure some people do it now, but it just probably takes a bit more work. And in order to get some sort of like shapes, you can use herbs or flowers or something, and you basically put them on the egg. You have to wrap the egg with the herbs and everything in some sort of like tights, like these sheer or like pantyhose, however they're called, or take nets from like potatoes or some sort of like nets like that. They're gonna hold all of that, and then basically, because then you boil it, I'm guessing like in color, some sort of coloring, and then when you take off the flour or off the leaf or whatever, then you have that shape, right? And that looks so cool. I love how it looks. I always loved it. But of course, when we were kids, it was kind of like, oh, we want the stickers. We want the ones with the stickers. We didn't really care about the shapes. We're like, I want the sticker. And that thing before with herbs was just so normal. But nowadays, everyone puts on stickers. Everyone like takes fake coloring, you know, and now it's kind of like, no, I kind of want the old one. Like it looks so much authentic.
It's more sophisticated. Yeah.
And prettier to me.
One question though, does it color only the like the cover of the egg or inside as well?
No, not inside. I mean, maybe it can sometimes, like just a bit, but usually it's just no. It almost
inside
never
is
happens.
yellow and white again. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, before we go on to Sunday, what we do, I just wanted to mention like what you can say on Easter.
Before we continue with the show, here's a quick reminder. This podcast is free for everyone and supported by listeners like you. We hope that this podcast is useful and convenient to you. This is a labor of love for both of us. To help us continue creating useful content for everyone, we will appreciate your help. If you have the means, you can support us in different ways. You may just go to buymeacoffee.com/mozdekafa podcast and send us some cups of coffee. You may also become a member of our show on patreon.com/mozdekafa podcast and get extra benefits like bonus content, full transcripts of the show in Serbian, or even join us on the show. We rely on your support to help everyone more in learning Serbian language and culture. Thanks for joining us today, and now let's get back to our episode.
And that's where we come to that difference, like Uskrs or Vaskrs, where I kind of like Googled a bit, and there's a difference between two ways of speaking. So there's this Srpsko-Slovenski that I said, which is basically Serbo-Slav. I don't know how do you would.
Slovenian? No,
it's not Slovenian
Slavic.
Because that would be
Serb-Slavic. Slavic Serb.
Some sort of I'm pretty sure there's a good way how to translate it, but we're gonna have this all in notes so you can Google it. And this is the first kind of version of Serbian, and that's why here you say Hristos vaskrse. Vaskrse, and the answer is Vaisitnu vaskrse.
Vaisitnu vaskrse. So
exactly. And then
that means, let's give the meanings to you.
Hristos resurrected. And then the answer is Vaisitnu, which is like, he really did. Kind of like, like some sort of confirmation. Yeah.
I see.
And then the second version is from Rusko-Slovensky, which again is like a Russian Slavic, kind of, which is the second version, happened in the 18th century. And in Rusko-Slovensky, you say Hristos vaskrse. And then the answer is Vaisitnu vaskrse.
What is changed? I'm just trying to understand.
Instead of A, it's O. Hristos vaskrse, Hristos vaskrse. So you're going to hear both of them. You can, of course, say Srećan Uskrs, like Happy Easter, but this is kind of like a very common like formula. There is
like a proper way of like real celebration.
Yeah. Christ resurrected. Oh yes, indeed he did, you know. And that's kind of like the formula that you should say. There's something very similar for Christmas, if you remember. Again, we use very old way of saying it, but
that's true.
Okay, and that's something you should say on a Sunday, right? Yeah.
Is it like from the morning till evening, or there's a like timing for?
I think if you see the person for the first time, then and we usually like obviously post it everywhere, like on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And I forgot to say that the first egg you color is called čuvar kuća, which means
kuća is house.
Yes, čuvar is kind of like a guardian of the house, like someone who guards the house in a way. I don't know why it's called.
So they keep it at the house?
I think it should stay there if I'm not mistaken. But čuvar kuća. And then we get to Sunday, and this is where you can actually eat how much you want to eat. As far as I know, there's no like official celebration, but like you just like, you know, have lunch with your family, but before the lunch you can go to a person's house and then bring your egg. You pick one egg that you feel like it's the hardest, go over there, you say your Hristos vaskrse, Vaisitnu vaskrse, and then there's an egg war that you're supposed to have. And this is the funnest, like this is the only thing I kind of remember from Easter, the most fun for us.
Yeah, it's the competition part.
Yes.
So whose egg stays firm will win, right?
Yes, exactly. I also have to say that you have to bring gifts as well. Like you have to bring your eggs that you boiled to them as a gift. You just put like maybe some sort of candy or like there's always some like chocolate in the shape of a bunny or something like that, or like jellies thingies, whatever. So you take 1 or 2 or 3 eggs, how many you want that you made, and to give it to the owner. But you bring one of your eggs with you, and then they'll take their own egg, and then you have a fight, which is the war or the tapping contest. The hardest one wins, but there's a rule. You know how egg is not like proportional, right? It's not like on the top, it's a bit sharper than it's on the bottom, right?
Yeah, like ellipse. Yeah.
So the bottom, we say, it's basically like the bottom in Serbian, like, we say like booty or something like that. And the top is the tip, right? So you have to hit tip with a tip and like bottom with the bottom, right? So first you do tip. So one of them has to hold one egg. I'm showing you, but no one else is seeing this.
Yeah, the question is who decides who is holding it like below and who is holding it above? Like
it's between the two of you. So if you have some sort of superstition, that's on you. Like if you want to, that it's not. The point is like nothing's going to change if your egg is softer in a sense, so the position is not going to change it. So someone holds it down, and first you do the tip, and the other one goes from above, and then he's the one hitting it, right? Okay. And then someone obviously wins, or like in a sense the tip breaks, and then and then now you switch the booty, right? The bottom. We say with the booty, it's just something we say in Serbian. But and that now you hit like bottom with the
second
bottom.
round.
Exactly. Usually the one who was holding it down is the one who still holds it down, So this is it's still rounds, but like the war is not over. The war is over only when one of the eggs has all the sides, broken. And usually the top is, for like most of the eggs, the top gets broken and then the bottom gets broken. But if for some reason one egg has a broken top, the other egg has the broken bottom, then you have to hit the rest of like, how can I say it? Then you have to hit top with the bottom, because these are the only parts you have that are not broken.
So you turn your eggs upside down, and then you start over like the
and
second
then
half.
you just like hit the rest that's not broken, and then that's where you're gonna see who's gonna win. So someone has to win. Come on. So first you go top, or like top with the top, bottom with the bottom, and then if there's still no winner, then you have to like do top with the bottom. Exactly.
Okay. I see.
So that's
cool.
the war. And then after
that takes time. Then.
Yeah. And after that you have to eat it. So imagine you have so many wars with everyone else, and your egg is always lose. Then what do you do with all these eggs? I think that's always the issue. It's always like 3 days after Easter, you're like, I still have eggs to eat.
Which were boiled like on Friday already.
Exactly.
So they were there for 2 days, and you can eat it like all of them on the same day. So you have eggs from 4 days ago. So
exactly. Which means you have to like be very quick to eat everything, and that's why you can maybe some food poisoning.
They might feed the stray animals with that.
Yeah, they might, but even the dogs or whatever, they're like, we don't want more eggs, please. Like, we don't want it. It's fine. So yeah, that's usually how it goes, and that's why I was always kind of like reluctant to do egg tapping, because of course you want to play, but it's like if you lose, you have to eat the egg. No one's going to eat the egg for you. You don't have to eat it right away, obviously. It's your, like if you want to eat it right away,
and then
you
it's
can.
cold. Right?
Yeah, they're also... And also, I've never been a fan of eggs. Like I could eat the egg white. It was fine because it was very neutral. But the egg yolk for me, I hated it. It was really heavy, and I had to put some salt on it or something to kind of just swallow it. So I just never, and then I just stopped playing it because like I don't want to have that responsibility to eat the egg.
Yeah. Me neither.
Exactly. So this is basically the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that like there's some other maybe customs that you have in like different parts of Serbia. This is what I've done so far that I know. And
I also read on the internet that one of the towns actually officially had this competition, like ceremony. They go to the center of the town, I guess the square, and then people come there to watch, and there's this event, a cracking event.
I think that even, if I'm not mistaken, I think we also had something like that in Zrenjanin. I think that you can, they kind of make it, you know, like a fun thing, an event out of this. So I'm pretty sure that it's been done like in many cities. But you can do that, and I think the bottom line is just like enjoy time with your family. That tapping contest that we, by the way, the Catholic Church doesn't have that, right? So this is our kind of difference, let's say. I think Catholics have the Easter egg hunt.
They try to search for it and find. I see.
Which I understand I think that's also quite interesting. I mean, even for me, and I'm not like a kid anymore, but I actually 1 month ago I went for Easter to visit some friends, and they're Catholic. So they did that Easter hunt. They have a kid, so the kid is like 2 or something like that. So they bought like little tiny like chocolate eggs, and then they hid them, and then you have to go around and like try to find them. But because they hid them
outside in the nature,
right? Outside in the nature, which basically means it can be anywhere. There was like a playground or whatever. Then we started doing this game like hot and cold. Do you know about this game?
Hot and cold?
Hot and cold,
Yes.
So we were like, okay, if you're near, hot, warm, hot, you know, and then if you're further away, cold. That's what we used to do in Serbia as well. But yeah, that was my first Easter egg hunt that I had. So
that's also fun. Yeah,
exactly. All of these are fun. It's just kind of like I feel sad that I can't really like celebrate it that much because it's a lot of waste, like eggs that go to waste, you know, in a way. Because probably a lot of them are, you know, thrown away.
Yeah, I think so too.
Exactly.
Okay, how about the gifts? Do you buy, or do parents buy gifts for kids, or kids for parents, or for the neighbors? Like in addition to chocolates and stuff.
No, I think there's no like gifts like for Christmas. It's just the gift has to be an egg. Like that's the point of Easter. Like you have to, if you're gonna bring some sort of gift, then at least put it 1 or 2 or 3 eggs, depending on how generous you are. And probably don't put that much or that many eggs because people already have like a full basket of eggs. And then just like a lollipop or like a chocolate or something.
Something sweet.
Yeah, so it should be small. It shouldn't be like a big gift. It's not like because the thing is that for Christmas you usually give gifts to your family and like maybe your partner or something like that. But for Christmas you give gifts to everyone. So imagine if you had to have a big gift for everyone. That would be very expensive.
Yeah.
But, you know, to be honest, I think nowadays, because nowadays kids are getting so many gifts.
That's true.
Like now that I am following, my sister has a kid and, you know, she talks about what she has to do. And she's like, you know, I have to prepare all of these gifts. And I'm like, what for? Like, why do you have to, like, I hope it's not big gifts. If it's like a chocolate, fine, you know, but not like a bag or something. Yeah. So I think these things are slowly changing and it just becomes a norm that you have to buy a big bag of something for a kid. That basically they're not going to eat that much, you know. And they shouldn't.
They shouldn't, definitely.
Yeah. So we just give like a small, you know, transparent bag. Just put something small and then give it as a gift, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And here, when I walk around, I see lots of eggs on the windows of the houses, like used as like decoration.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they are not real eggs. I'm assuming they're just coloring some shapes they have made themselves.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me when I was a kid in school. Almost every year we would make like holders for eggs. from paper. So basically you would just have like a long kind of piece of paper, and then you cut it so that you can kind of like on the edges, so that you can kind of like put them together. Cut it just not like almost all the way through. If you cut it here and then you put it together, and then it's a holder. I'm going to try to find a photo so that the listeners also know what I'm talking about, and probably you. But it's actually fairly simple. And that was like one of the things preparing for Easter. It's like, oh my God, you can make it out of like paper, literally. Cardboard as well, but paper. And then you color it, and you can have like a, I don't know, make it in the shape of a chick or like whatever you want, color it whatever you want. And that was kind of like a little thing that we used to do when we were younger. I don't really remember us decorating a lot of the house, but sure, of course you can. But I do remember my mom always having one basket with eggs. The eggs that she
colorful
made.
Eggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need some sort of grass. So either fake, like, out of paper or whatever, or because it has to be like it came from the nature. So then you have grass, and then you have those eggs, and then of course if you want, you can put some candy in there as well. That's up to you. But kind of like a basket with eggs, and then whenever someone comes in, they can also take one if they want.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Now we learned the differences between Catholic and Orthodox Easter and how we celebrate it in Serbia. That's cool. Thanks, Ivana.
You're welcome. So the point is the same. It's just the slightly like different customs and maybe slightly different dates. Last year, I think Orthodox and Catholic Easter was on the same day, actually.
Oh,
I think it was 1 year or 2 years ago. Yeah. So it happens. Sometimes it happens. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have questions, please send your messages to us on our Instagram account.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. How do we end with?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say Hristos vaskrse svima.
Okay, what? And on Sunday, I should say this, but
exactly.
Vaisitnu vaskrse.
Vaisitnu vaskrse. Yeah, good. I think I wrote it, wrote it, but yeah, Vaisitnu vaskrse.
And more international celebration. Srećna Uskrs.
Srećan Uskrs. Takođe. That's what you can do all the time. There you go. Okay, well, we're out and see you next week, right?
Yes, see you next week, everyone. Čujemo se.
Čujemo se. Pozdrav.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our podcast and learned something new.
In case you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, make sure to share them on our Instagram page, Može Kafa Podcast. Prijatno!